Good morning, everyone. Dr. Victoria Skirbo speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. Today is Sunday, June 20th. Happy summer solstice for those of us in the northern climes, and happy winter solstice for those in our southern brothers and sisters. Today is an important day. It is the day of the solstice. Solstice means soul, sun, stasis is standing still. Here in the northern hemisphere, it's reached the peak, or it will reach the peak of its northern declination. It is the longest day here and the shortest day in Australia. On that side of the world, in the southern hemisphere, you know, Chile, Argentina, wherever. The moon is in Scorpio, and actually just moved in Scorpio a little while ago. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning here. And the sun today moving in Cancer. Whenever a sign, the sun moves into a new sign, I look at that in what's called an ingress. The sun ingresses into Cancer. I always look to the ruler of that sign, and in this case, it is Scorpio. The moon is in Scorpio. And so I look at the Sabian symbol for that, and I will be doing the astrology of the week. I'll get more into the Sabian symbol. But the Sabian symbol speaks of getting together with old comrades or people that you have similar life experience with or have had life experience with. You know, sort of getting back together in a way. And I just did a solstice reading, just like a message, using the Illuminated Earth Oracle. And that was one of the messages that came through in that reading. So, and of course, the solstice is the energy for the summer season here, or the winter season if you're in the southern hemisphere. And so whether it's your longest day or your shortest day, the energy of the sun in Cancer is going to be influenced by that Scorpio moon. And Scorpio is about transformation. It's about healing. It's about facing the shadow. All themes that came up in the reading that I did, incidentally. But that's kind of the way it works. So we also have today, so the solstice happens at 11:32 p.m. here on the east coast of the U.S. But at 10:30 this morning, Jupiter stations retrograde. Jupiter has been in Pisces, and it's been a little bit of a respite for Jupiter, because previous to this it had been in Aquarius, which it is going to return to, and before that it was in Capricorn, and both Aquarius and Capricorn are Saturn ruled signs. So it hasn't been all that much fun for Jupiter or Jupiterian type people, because there's been so much constraint and so much constriction. So when Jupiter dipped her toe, or his toe, into the cosmic waters of Pisces, there was it's like after a really dry spell, you get to drink some nice cool water, right? But Jupiter is going to be in there. It stays in there until July. I don't remember exactly the day in July, but into July. So we still have some time with Jupiter in Pisces. It will come back into Pisces. I believe it's December 30th. And then it stays until May of next year. So we get more of Jupiter in Pisces, but not until next year. But it's still there. And so, and when a planet stations, whether it be retrograde in the case of Jupiter, or direct in the case of the upcoming week, where Mercury goes direct on the 22nd, that change of direction, quote unquote, which isn't really it really doesn't go backwards, it just looks that way. It's like a visual Doppler effect. Is an important time and a powerful time. And then when you're dealing with the larger, the planets that are further out, the change, their shifting direction is even more powerful. And I believe we also have a Neptune. Neptune's coming up to go retrograde, I believe, as well. So there's a lot of shifting. There's a lot of shifting that's going to be happening this summer. And a lot of transformation. And that's sort of seen also in the chart for the solstice. So today is here in the Northern Hemisphere. It's the peak of summer. It's the longest day. The light has reached its peak. The sun is always symbolic of illumination. What has been illuminated? For those of you who live in the Southern Hemisphere, this is the darkest time of the year. What has that time of darkness and introspection wrought for you? And then in the Southern Hemisphere, now the light begins to rise. And in the Northern Hemisphere, the light begins to fade. And so it goes. The waxing and waning of the light, our natural beingness, right? I just like to sit here and have you hear the birds. Especially because it's Sunday morning and it's quiet. A lot of times it's not very quiet here. We got some more flowers and some more tomatoes. My husband has a problem. He cannot leave a plant stand without more tomatoes. He says, these are sauce tomatoes, though. We're going to have sauce tomatoes. So I'm not going to argue. I love homemade sauce. I love canning the tomatoes. Here's the hydrangea oak leaf is blooming now. Yeah, that's looking beautiful this year. A couple of irises. This is the spirea. It has migrated to the side of the yard as well. I did not plant that. That planted itself. I guess the spirea is a self-planter there. Let's go down here because some of the tiger lilies are blooming. We're starting to have the flush of lilies now. And of course the roses are still pretty strong. And so smelly good. Smelly good. Oh, and check it out. This is the globe thistle. It's got a while before the flowers turn purple, but I don't know if you can see the little flowers on top. This is a really cool plant. It gets enormous and the bees absolutely love it. It's like one of their favorites. And then the fennel is growing pretty high now back here as well. It's hard to see. I got the sun in my eyes. I can't even see what you're seeing actually right now. Wasps really love the fennel. The wasps love the fennel. And we love all the pollinators, bees and wasps and flies. You know, who's ever going to pollinate. Here's the Stella roses. And then behind them we have some, let's see, can you see this? Where's my hand? Oh, here we go, right. Can't even see what I'm doing. These are, I think they're black raspberries. They're delicious. Delicious. You know, if we can get some from the birds. We have to fight the birds for those. But usually there's enough for all of us to have some. Here's the tiger lilies. These grow wild everywhere around here. Very prolific. Nice, right? We finally got to put our table back. That feels good. cleaned up a bit. Feels good. Feels less. We still have some stuff to get rid of, but things feel a lot more settled. And of course the roses over here. And the honeysuckle. Crazy. Crazy, crazy. There we go. Lovely, right? All right, guys. Have yourself a beautiful, beautiful day, a beautiful Sunday, a lovely summer, a beautiful winter, wherever you may be. As I say, as long as I can, I am here on the path with you. And we will face the unknown future together. Have yourself a great day. Have a great season. Like and subscribe. Much love. Thank you, everyone, for your donations. Thank you for the gifts that you give me. And thank you for the comments. They mean the world to me. Take care.